Davidmeyers. So this morning I was informed that Jessica Quintana would be being released from the hospital. Upon her release, we had investigators that was at the hospital awaiting for her to be released to make an arrest on her on the 3 warrants that we have for her. Warrants are for injury to a child. There's 2 of those, and there's 1 warrant for assault on a child. Assault causing bodily injury, I'm sorry. And all 3 of them are felony charges. Upon her release from the hospital, Ms. Quintana was arrested immediately, and she was transported back here to the Liberty County Jail. She's in the jail now as we speak. She's being processed in the jail, being booked in the jail as we speak now. She is cooperating with everything, and we plan on hopefully getting to speak with her in the next day or 2 once she gets booked into the jail, and to obtain further information of what we've been investigating since this case started September 29th. So if you have any questions, I'll entertain some of your questions if I'm able to entertain them.
What are you alleging that happened, what she did?
So she's being charged right now with injury to a child, 2 counts, and she's being charged with assault causing bodily injury, which is the portions where she took the kids down to the pond and the kids were in the water, and ultimately the 11-year-old was in very critical condition for a short time. Luckily she regained consciousness and is in great condition now. She's speaking. All the kids are in good shape. They're all in good condition. They're all in CPS custody and placed with whoever CPS has them placed with.
So are you alleging she tried to drown her kids?
So we know that they were down by the water, and we know that they were pretty much went into the water together. And based on the evidence that we have, we believe that was the intent, that they would drown and not wake up.
And did she put are you alleging she put some sort of drugs in their system or not?
So that is possible. That's not been ruled out, but we can't comment on anything as far as in the bloodstreams of the kids. We have not received the toxicology report from the hospital or the medical records back from the hospital. That's a long process.
And was she planning on dying with the kids? Was it some sort of suicide pact?
So again, we've not been able to speak with her in reference to that. I do know that she was unconscious, unresponsive, and in very critical condition as well. And so as far as that goes, once we speak with her, we hope to get a better understanding of her intentions with her and her intentions with the kids.
Are you able to speak on the nature of her injuries? I mean, she's been in the hospital for a month.
So she was considered, she drowned that morning, and they had to intubate her and transport her to the hospital. They life flighted her actually to Memorial Hermann downtown. Now she's been in the hospital. It's unknown to me if she's been in the hospital, in Hermann Hospital, as medical issues, or if there's been any type of psychological evaluations done on her while she's been in the hospital.
Is she, I'm guessing there's no contact whatsoever with these children. Is it the same for the father?
So it's my understanding that the father is not allowed through CPS courts to have any contact with the kids. I'm unsure what the status is of her involvement because she has been in the hospital. So I'm unsure as to whether they're allowing her to see the kids or have ruled to where she could see the kids. At this point in time, you know, now that she's here in custody and in jail, then she won't be able to see them while she's here in jail, as long as she's in jail.
And I don't know if you can comment on this, but initial reports said the father is who pulled the children out of the water. Is there any indication of how much longer had they stayed in there if we'd be having a different discussion right now?
No, ma'am, not really. It was told to us that the father did play a part in pulling some of the kids out of the water. One of our deputies pulled the mother out, I believe, and administered first aid until the EMS got there immediately. And so I would say matter of minutes maybe. I don't know exactly how long she had been underwater. I do know she was unconscious and unresponsive when they pulled her out of the water.
We've talked to some folks who are familiar with the couple, and they sort of think that she was abused, or she was mentally abused, physically abused, or some sort of abusive relationship, and maybe she was driven, whatever actions may or may not have happened or allegedly happened, she was driven to act that way, and they feel like the father is just as culpable. What do you say to people who feel that way?
So at this point, we can't comment on the father's involvement of the abuse, like what you're talking about, towards the mother and leading her to that point. We can't. That would be a speculation on our part. We can't speculate on that. We do hope to find a lot of answers out when we again speak with the mother, and we are in hopes that we'll be able to do that with her attorney present within the next few days.
Could there be additional criminal charges against Dad, because he has been charged with this?
So we're still looking at all kinds of different evidence that we have. We have been running them by the district attorney's office, and we've been in close contact with them in reference to the evidence that we have. And in reference to this case right here that we're talking about, I'm not sure that we'll have any charges whatsoever on the father, but that's not ruled out as we speak. That's possible. Again, it's going to entail the mother holds we've been unable to interview the mother since she's been in the hospital. We spoke to her one time, brief moment, and then after that there was an attorney involved, and so once an attorney's involved, then we're unable to speak with them until the attorney's present. The hospital wasn't the proper place to do that, so we're hoping to get that done within the next couple of days. Now, as far as what's happening right now, Ms. Quintana is being booked into the jail. She will go before a judge in the morning. She'll be magistrated in the morning. If there's any bond conditions, the bond amounts and all of that won't be set until in the morning once she goes before the judge, and that usually happens sometime before 10 a.m.
Have you guys talked to the kids?
The CPS has talked to the kids. Well, we've had forensic interviews with the kids through Bridgehaven, and yes, so we have talked with the kids.
And I guess what we've heard in court was that the children, for lack of a better word, in open court they talked about how the kids really liked their mother and had nothing good to say about their dad. So other people who are sort of in their universe seem to think it's hard to fathom that the mother, I guess, would want to harm her children unless there was some sort of extenuating circumstances. Do you think are these folks just way off if they feel that way, or can you sympathize with some of that?
So I think a lot of times what we have is we put a case out or a news release out, and I think a lot of people read way into different stories and they come up with speculations, and the sheriff's office don't work on speculations. We work on facts of the case. As far as the home life, we are digging into that, and that is being done through forensic interviews by Bridgehaven. The police department, the sheriff's office, we do not actually interview the kids. We get that done with a professional through Bridgehaven, and then we get the reports of that. So to comment on their lifestyle, their home life, and who they love more than one or the other, that's something that I have no comment on, because it's, and that part right there would be not what we're looking at. We're looking at the charges that we have. We're looking at either charging Dad or not charging Dad. We're looking at facts and not speculations.